Jason Tatum with a layup to win the game in game one against the Brooklyn Nets in a nail biter that was back and forth the whole entire game, very aggressive, and honestly just well balanced and perfectly played basketball by both teams. And man, I can't wait to touch upon that. But last night we had a return from an injury. Steph Curry came back after missing his last 12 games. He played 22 minutes, got 16 points, but he came off the bench. The Warriors are kind of trying to get him out there without getting his ankle hurt again, so they're kind of pushing him out there slowly at the moment. And then to highlight the game, the high-scoring man was Jordan Poole, the young uprising star who looks like a potential all-star in the future for the Warriors. He had 30, and he was 5 of 7 from three-point range as well. And then Jokic, he had 25, 10, and 6. So he did play like he usually does, but it's just not enough when you have a well-balanced and full team like the Warriors do. And then another good highlight from last night was the Wolves taking the first victory against the number 2 seeded Grizzlies, which is pretty interesting to see, with the Wolves being the number 7 seed. Anthony Edwards, in his first playoff game, scored a game-high 36 points. Cat had 29 and 13, and Malik Beasley had 23 to complement that as well. And then Ja Morant had 32 and 8 to go for the Grizzlies. The Utah Jazz beat the Luka-less Mavericks 99 to 93. Donovan Mitchell lead that with 32, and Bogdanovic also had 26 as well for Utah. And then the last game from yesterday, the Philadelphia 76ers defeat the Raptors 131 to 111, and their big four, Harris had 26, Harden had 22 and 14, and Embiid had 19 and 15. And then to top all that off, Maxey had 38 with 5 of 8 from 3. And there was a key injury that took place as well on the Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes. He had 15, 10, and 8 before his injury, but he injured his ankle. I believe it's a sprained ankle from when Embiid stepped on his ankle in the game. But those were the games that took place for game one last night on Saturday. And now we got a couple of games going on today on Sunday. And the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics just ended their first game. And that one came down to the wire, man. We got to see that one together.
Yeah, I'm glad I made it in time to see that with you. Talk about a finish to a game.
Yeah, that was...
KD struggled a little bit throughout it from what I heard when I got here. He told me he was getting blocked a little bit, but wow, talk about an ending.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was like second half, like third quarter or so. It was really like about 3 or 4 sequences out of like 5 or 6 where Jaylen Brown blocked him twice, and then Tatum blocked him as well.
Yeah.
And I was just, I've never seen something like that, because typically, KD's that super dominant force where on offense he's unstoppable, and then on defense, usually in the playoffs, he's the one getting those blocks on people. So
Kyrie was coming up in the clutch there. I forget exactly how many he finished with at one point. I saw he had 18 in the fourth.
Yeah, Kyrie.
So he's playing strong there. But the Celtics defense proved to be too much there. They were able to get that final stop, which led to the crazy sequence. Jason Tatum hitting that spinning layup as time expired. Couldn't have been any more clean.
I don't know if I've seen an offensive sequence like that to end a game where they just had to figure something out.
Had to make something happen. And for it to finish, he made the perfect cut. He saw it. He made the perfect cut, spun at the perfect time.
Yeah. I mean,
laid it up clean. Not even a question. That's how you do it right there.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
That was definitely one of the cleanest spins I've ever seen. Kyrie had no chance. He tried swiping at him. He grabbed air.
And like I said, when we're watching it, I think Tatum, he looks like he's ready to take that step, like he's right there. It's just a matter of if he's going to do it. And after watching game one, he's showing that he can.
Absolutely. And the thing with Tatum is, you could tell like ever since he entered the league that first year when he was in the playoffs and they played LeBron, and he just went at LeBron. I think he blocked him
Mm-hmm.
in that first game he ever played against him in the playoffs, and I was just like,
Yeah, he's had some good battles going up against LeBron.
Yeah.
He has the experience in the playoffs, and he's ready for the big moments. He's an elite scorer and a very good defender. He's definitely becoming a superstar as we watch,
and
it's exciting to see. And the team around him, that's a solid team around him with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. That's a good team. They're going to be hard to beat.
And Marcus Smart, if I really had to choose somebody for Defensive Player of the Year, I'd probably say Marcus Smart would probably be the choice for me because he's always locking down the best offensive player every night.
And out of the candidates we saw when they were talking about it, it was him, Rudy Gobert, and who was the other one? Bridges from the Suns.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges.
Marcus Smart, I feel like, just has the most impact on the team out of any of those guys. Yeah, Rudy Gobert he's a force down low, but if you pull him away from the basket, he doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah,
I know it's a defensive player award, but like, there's no offensive threat or anything. But just Marcus Smart has the biggest impact.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember the times when CP3 he'd be doing pick and rolls, and Rudy Gobert would be on CP3 at the 3-point line. That's Chris Paul started breaking him down. Like, man.
I don't necessarily know if I see Marcus Smart being the one to win it, but that's where my vote would go if I had a vote.
Absolutely, man. Looks like we're both on that one. Absolutely.
Touch on the MVP real quick. We got that pulled up on the screen here.
Another
one. Got Jokic. We got this is a Kia NBA ladder or whatever they call it, MVP ladder.
Yeah, so this is the NBA's official MVP ladder at the moment.
Got Jokic at number 1 there. That's who I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to him.
Yeah,
the voters give it to him.
He seems to be one of those kind of favorite people that they really like. So
it's a regular season award, but also like watching the game last night against the Warriors, like he put up decent numbers, but just he doesn't have that like impact on the game. He didn't have that MVP player impact on the game,
Yeah, he's not the one to kind of like just take over completely.
He's very skilled though. He's a very skilled player. You watch him play, footwork is amazing. His IQ and passing for a big man is crazy. Just crazy to watch. But
I think it'd be a different story too if they had Michael Porter and Jamal Murray.
For sure.
If they had those two, who knows what they'd be able to do. But they don't right now, so it's not the case. And they gotta go against.
That does help him in the MVP race. Having having 2 of your better players out, being the one to still be there and carry the team and get them in the playoffs. Who they have at 2? Embiid.
Oh, number 2, they got Embiid.
This right here is probably who my vote would go towards. Dealing with all the drama and everything he's dealt with Ben Simmons and then the trade, getting Harden comfortable with the team and building chemistry and kind of working through everything they're working through. And then just his stats are very impressive. And he just has a dominant impact on both sides of the court, offense and defense. He's alongside Kevin Durant, one of the most unstoppable players in the league offensively. There's not much you can do. He can square you up. He can post you up. He can even shoot threes. He's not going to take you off the dribble very much, but just once he gets the ball in his hands, it's hard to do anything against him.
Yeah, I feel like that's what really makes him special is his ability to, as a big man, that's about, definitely probably 7 foot.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to take the ball down the court, not just get it at the wing or the 3-point line, but literally take the ball down the court and possibly facilitate like a pick and roll type of offense. And he can get the ball anywhere on the court and face you up. He can shoot the long range if he needs to, and he can post you up like any real natural center.
Oh yeah.
So when you think about dominance, that's definitely what Embiid embodies for a big man, especially in this era of basketball.
Him and Giannis are probably the most dominant players in the league right now. There's just, I don't know what you do against them, how you stop them, and they both very athletic 7-footers, they have the impact on the defensive side of the ball too. It's not just like they're only doing it on the offense. They can come down and get the big stops, make the big blocks, make the big plays, the impact plays, So So
yeah, and we're talking 30 points. 30 points is not a small mark now. Averaging 30
he did get the
is
scoring title this year, didn't he? He was number
Yeah.
one, so he got it. That's leading the league in scoring alongside the 12 rebounds and 4 assists.
Yeah, 4 assists is actually quite a bit for a center.
Yeah, for a center, yeah. Comparing his to, I mean, Shaq did have 4 there too. Comparing it to Shaq's MVP season there, like, there's some good numbers, 50% field goal percentage. Like, they're all going to be very efficient players too, because these are all 3 big guys, very efficient at scoring, shooting the ball. They're all good passers as well. Very close race this year.
And then we got number 3. Speaking of, actually, they're about to tip off right at the moment. Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks about to tip off right at the moment against
We got the Bulls.
Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
This should be a good game. Got the Bucks though,
Yeah.
Series might not be that exciting, but some good games probably.
It'll be interesting what DeMar does.
Giannis is another guy that I see very, very dominant. Him and Embiid are 1 and 2 for the MVP race. I have Jokic probably 3. Honestly, maybe 4 because I'm a big fan of Luka. Might slide him up there.
Yeah, Luka's my dark favorite for sure.
Yeah, but Giannis.
I mean, he got.
I don't know. There's not much.
30 as well. 12 rebounds and about 6 assists.
Those stats are just
6 assists. That's pretty good.
It's hard to me. It's hard to distinguish between him and Embiid, who really would get it. What I lean towards is just the drama that Embiid has dealt with.
Yeah,
the Bucks are a pretty solid team, pretty formidable. Obviously, they won the championship last year. They've been together. They've been doing it. Been having winning seasons.
I think Embiid does deserve it, man. I think he truly does.
I think this year, when you put the storyline in with it, like the NBA voters do and everything, Embiid would be who I would give my vote to.
Yeah, I would say Embiid, just because of like you said, like the drama that he's faced. Ben Simmons not showing up. He's just trying to get Harden.
Consistently been there, doing his thing though.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that to him. Because he's a real leader too. He has good energy. He's positive. He really likes to rally up the team. Yeah, he's good. So our MVP pick is going to be Joel Embiid for the 2022 season.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments or however. Just let us know what you think on the MVP race. If you got a dark horse, maybe anyone else that we didn't mention. Like I said, we kind of like Luka, but we're giving our vote to Embiid here.
Yep. And then there's also people like Devin Booker out there as well who could definitely be up there.
Big fan of Devin Booker, but too much on that supporting cast, Chris Paul, DeAndre, and it's hard to give it to him.
Absolutely, man. I agree. I do agree.
Get into our playoff predictions here. Just so everyone knows, before we do this, we did attempt this yesterday. Some technical difficulties. So we wanted to get this prediction out there before the game ones happened. But things happen in life, live and learn. It's a process we're going through. We've only missed one day, only half of the games. Now we get to watch a game live as we're doing it. So makes it even better.
It all works out. We've got some more content to talk about and substance to go with these series that we've already seen.
I don't know about you, but even with these games happening, my picks have still been pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I've been at too.
So we'll go through these real quick, kind of discuss them, what we think, any storylines, whatnot. Start with the West.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start out West. Number 1, Phoenix Suns. And number 8, New Orleans Pelicans, who got that play-in victory.
Unfortunately, this is probably going to be one of the series that isn't that interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a quick sweep, maybe a gentleman's sweep if the Suns want to be nice.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a sweep, man.
The Suns are going to be on a mission to get back to the finals. That's what they're going
Brandon Ingram will probably put up like 25 a game or something, but like it's just not going to be enough at all. Got Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Ayton, Bridges.
What do you say? 4, 5?
I'd say 4. Definitely a sweep.
Sweep, yeah, that confident, yeah.
Phoenix is on a mission. Chris Paul's going to tear him up, man.
I wouldn't be surprised maybe if they slipped up on like one of the first few games. Maybe, probably not one of their home games, maybe their first game in New Orleans.
I don't know, man. Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
Yeah. Chris Paul, he's a great leader. He will probably keep him on path. But, just when you're the number 1 seed, all you're waiting for is the playoffs. Not even the first round. You just come out kind of lazy, but
They know where they're going.
yeah, it's gonna be a 4-game series, I bet.
Uh,
There you go. So we got Suns taking that one in 4, and then we have Dallas and Utah, who already played a game without Luka.
Yeah, so Utah took that one pretty easy.
Did you hear any more? I didn't really catch too much of it. Did you hear any more about when Luka, what the injury is looking like?
So I know they did say that he's for sure definitely not going to be playing the second game.
Still not coming back in the second game?
Yeah, because it's a calf strain. So that's actually one of those injuries that's not as light as people think it is. He can't just come out and play with a calf strain.
On basketball, where you're running back and forth on the court, stopping, going, agility, re-accelerating, explosive movements, jumping. That's a lot of strain on the calf. That's going to be hard for him. If he's missing, they're already down 1 game now. If he's missing another game,
I mean, all it takes too is like, you're taking some contact and then someone just hits you in the calf with their knee or something.
Mm-hmm. We've seen players come back from calf injuries like Kevin Durant, and that leads to a tear.
Yeah,
like worse injuries, you never know.
So it'd be interesting to see.
I think yesterday we did lean towards the Jazz.
Yeah,
because of the Luka injury, and this just kind of solidifies that for me. If he's missing another game, possibly. Honestly, they're not sure about game 2, he'll probably be out for game 3. That calf strain doesn't sound very good.
Yeah.
So the Jazz are probably going to take that one 5 or 6, probably 6-game series, maybe. I don't even know. If Luka's not there, I don't see the Mavs really getting a game.
I think it'll probably be 5. I feel like.
Yeah. It just depends how much Luka is there for, if he comes back at all.
That's kind of unfortunate too, because they've really had a upcoming season, and Luka is really leading the way.
He's one of my favorite young players up and coming. I'm excited to see him in the playoffs against a team that's not the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George guarding him.
Yeah, and that's really disappointing to see, honestly.
But maybe next sports, injuries happen. You got to deal with it. What we got next?
So next we got Golden State and Denver, which they've already played one as well.
And Golden State's up.
Golden State kind of just handled that with their 3-point
Our original prediction was Golden State, wasn't it? We weren't sure if Curry was going to be there for game 1 or not. He ended up playing, coming off the bench. They looked good. Jordan Poole looks real good, man.
Yeah, so Jordan Poole actually had a
career game there with, what do you have, third?
Yeah, he had a career game for his first playoff debut. He had 30 points, and he was, I believe, 5 of 7 from 3, and he is the 3rd Warrior in Warriors history to have 30 points in his playoff debut.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's coming up, man. Like I was saying the other day, he's passing. He might be getting better than Clay now. Like Clay.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole is very talented, young, athletic.
I feel
offensive, defensive player.
I feel like at this point too, Clay, ever since he's came back, he's really.
You can tell he's
kind of been sluggish with his body. Yeah. He's not really athletic like he used to be.
He doesn't have the same movement, explosiveness, agility. He just seems like he's lost a step on the court.
Yeah.
But overall, the Warriors look good. Draymond still has an impact. He still has an impact on the game. Yeah. He was never really
I believe he had
time scorer or anything, but
19 or so the other night.
He still has his impact on the game. Does his Draymond thing. Has a little bit of points, rebounds, his blocks, does it all. And Curry, Curry's going to do what Curry does. He just needs to get himself healthy.
Yep, absolutely. And they're probably going to give him like a few more minutes in the next game. And just kind of.
If they keep taking care of it like this, they won't really need to give him too much of a load,
Yeah, Jordan Poole kind of take care of all that, which it's pretty cool to see. And I mean, I can't believe I honestly forgot to mention him because he got an All-Star appearance this year. Andrew Wiggins too. He's not doing too bad as well.
Yeah. He's finally coming in. He's been a player that had a lot of hype coming out of college and everything. I was always been keeping an eye on him. He just kind of never took that leap to where he should be. But he's finally coming into his own and finally scoring. It seems like he's gaining some confidence in himself finally.
Yeah, I remember when he came out of college and LeBron was in Cleveland.
I know.
And he basically just traded him away.
Yeah.
And he was in Minnesota for a while with Karl Anthony Towns. And they were decent, but they just I think they made the playoffs maybe once. They weren't really too well as a team together. But
Speaking of
got
Timberwolves,
traded
there
to the Warriors.
we got Memphis in Minnesota as the last game in the West over here. Minnesota took game one.
They did take game one, and they were aggressive.
Edwards, man, he's looking good. Another young player to drop 30 in his playoff debut.
36.
Him, Cat, they're looking good.
Yeah, Cat had 29 and 13.
They might. I believe we did go with Memphis yesterday, but shit, Minnesota's coming out to play.
Even I can't even say his name. Malik Beasley had 23 as well.
Damn,
that's something.
That's going to be a series to watch. This one's definitely the hardest one in the West, I would say, to predict right now.
They're both young and aggressive, both teams. Because when you think of Memphis, they're that really aggressive team too.
Mm-hmm.
With Ja, Dylan Brooks.
I'm not going to let game one influence me too much. I'm still going to stick with that Memphis pick. I'm going to stick with it.
I'm going to say
think they pull things together, come together as the better team that I think they are. There's a reason they are the number 2 seed, They played well throughout the season. I think they can pull it together. And I don't think Minnesota's going to play that well every single game. So Memphis in a good series. Probably 6-7 game series.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
I'll say Memphis in 7.
Yeah. I want to say 6, but since they already slipped up on game 1, it's hard to, shit. Minnesota took game 1, so the 7-game series seems likely.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Memphis in 6. But either way, we both have Memphis moving on then.
Yep. So that completes the West. We got the Phoenix Suns moving on. We have the Utah Jazz moving on. We have the Golden State Warriors moving on as well. And then the Memphis Grizzlies. So now over in the East, the Miami Heat, who actually, man, they torched
that ass.
They torched the Hawks. They put some heat to that ice tray.
So this is one we had split on yesterday.
He had 8 points, 1 of 12 field goal. Trae Young.
He's not going to play that way every game though. He'll step it up. That's not going to happen every time.
They might have the defensive recipe on him though.
They might. That's a good defensive team.
Jimmy Butler
Eric Spoelstra is a elite defensive coach.
They probably put Butler on him. They probably did.
I mean, I picked Miami yesterday. I'm gonna stick with Miami. I forget how many games I said. I'm gonna go.
He's trying not to say sweep.
Yeah, no. I was leaning like 5. But I was like, does that sound too mean? I'll go Miami in 5. I'll give Trae 1.
Dang, man. So honestly, I'm guilty over here. I'm guilty, and I'm gonna be jumping ship. I did pick the Hawks yesterday, and I think it's just destined to be that we didn't post that. So
you can fix it.
It's official that I am choosing the Miami Heat in this one.
Yeah, it happens.
After watching
before it all starts and before you see that, there's sometimes you want to make like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna call this upset. It's gonna happen. And then you come out, you watch game 1, you watch them get their ass kicked.
Yeah, and after that, I just do because
it's not like it was a fluke. Like that's a good defensive team, a good team, top to bottom.
The Heat just have too many players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking at the stats last night, Duncan Robinson, 90% field goal, 9 of 10, 8 of 9 from 3, 27 points to lead the game. How do you have 90% shooting and you're a 3-point shooter? That's crazy. Insane.
8 for 9 from 3-point. That's insane.
Oof. Jimmy Butler had 21. And that was really the highlights for the highs on that.
That's the thing is like Miami Heat, like they don't have that superstar. Like Jimmy Butler, he's a star.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy that's going to come out and drop 30 points every single game for you. You don't know who's going to be the scorer. Sometimes it will be Duncan. Sometimes it'll be Tyler Hero. Sometimes it'll be Jimmy Butler. Like you don't know. They're so spread out that they can hit you from anywhere. And then they got the defensive pressure as well.
Yeah. And interesting fact about last night. Take a guess how many threes Tyler Hero made.
I don't know. It's a lot. I'm going to say 6.
6?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
I'm not confident in that answer.
All right. Tyler Hero last night. We're talking about Tyler Hero, everybody. Probably 6th man of the year. Had 0 for 4 from 3-point range last night. 6 points. And the Miami Heat still whooped
Still
on the
beat
Hawks
on
like that. Wow. Duncan Robinson actually kind of took his place last night.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like
They
when
can
Tyler
switch
Hero
off.
had he had
And then
an
they
off
got
game.
games together.
Duncan's not always going to have that crazy of a game, but Tyler's not always going to be off like that either, you know?
Yeah, and Lowry only had 10 as well. Lowry can go off anytime too. Bam only had 6. Man, the Heat are going to be something.
Yeah,
That could be a
that was
sweep
an impressive
almost.
win. That was an impressive win, yeah. I mean, I'm still going to give him – I'll give Trey a game. Like I said, he's going to get a game in Atlanta.
I would agree with that, honestly. I did go with the Hawks yesterday.
They'll probably get game 3. I'd say that first game in Atlanta. They'll get.
Yeah, I can't even believe I even went with the Hawks yesterday after seeing that. I feel almost ashamed of myself.
It happens.
So next up we have Philadelphia and Toronto. Now, Philadelphia yesterday, they kind of took control of that game late. Maxey was just unstoppable. He was getting to the hoop nonstop, draining threes. He had 36 or 38, I believe. And that was his playoff high. Yeah, he had 38. He was 5 of 8 from 3-point range. And the youngest 76er with 30 points. Wow, okay. Tobias Harris had 26. Harden had 22 and 14 assists. Embiid had 19 and 15 rebounds.
See, Harden playing good gives me confidence. Yesterday when we did this, I went with Sixers and 6. Honestly, might be Sixers and 5. If Harden keeps playing well, Maxey plays like that.
And Harris?
Shit, Maxey plays like that.
Harris had 26 himself.
That could be a sweep. But either way, I'm going to go – I got Sixers still. However many games they take, I'll say 5.
Yeah.
I'll give them 5. I like the Sixers and 6 sound of it, but, you know, I don't think they're going to go
Toronto
6.
just doesn't have enough, I feel like.
And I don't feel like they have enough to match up with Embiid, Harden if he's playing like that, Maxey if he's going off like that,
and now,
Harris.
And now they lost one of their key young players. Team. And the Toronto lost one of their key young players, Scotty Barnes, last night to an ankle sprain. So
they say how long he probably out. That's probably a few games at least.
Yeah, it'll definitely be the next game. He almost had a triple double when he came out. 15, 10, and 8.
That's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
The Sixers on that one.
Yeah, so we're gonna say the Philadelphia 76ers, what, 5 or
5? 5. Especially with that injury to Scotty Barnes now.
Yeah.
And then we got the game going on right now, Milwaukee and Chicago. And currently, Milwaukee's up 23-11 in the first quarter. About 4 minutes left here.
Already up by 12 in
the
first quarter.
This is another one I didn't think would be very competitive. I figured you'd have some good games. You got exciting players, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine on the Bulls, you know.
Oof.
But the Bucks, man, the Bucks are such a dominant team from top to bottom.
I don't feel like Chicago's mature enough. When I say mature enough, like I just don't feel like they know.
They haven't been there yet together. They haven't, made that playoff run, especially going up against the Bucks.
This is the best. This is the best right here.
This is the reigning champs. Like Giannis, the best player in the NBA. Chris Middleton, one of the best Robins in the NBA.
Yeah. Like, Drew Holiday, best defender.
This is going to be another. I don't want to say sweep to be nice, but this is the Bucks. It's probably going to be a sweep. This one I'll put Bucks in 4.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree on that. DeMar's nice now, but he needs somebody else that can elevate. He's a decent role player.
And then we got the game that we just finished earlier, the crazy finish.
The legendary. That was a legendary first
go
game.
Down as one of the best game 1 finishes probably in history. We were split on this one yesterday. I went with Boston. You were with the Mets. How you feeling? I forgot. I think we both said it was a 6-7 game series.
Dang.
You know, so I mean that game 1 doesn't really change things too much. It was a close game. Obviously, it came down to the last bucket, last crazy play. I still think from top to bottom, just how good that team is. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford.
Oh.
The clutchness and the talent level of KD and Kyrie is a lot to overcome, but I got Celtics in 7. Celtics in 6. If it goes to game 7, I'm not confident.
That was
Celtics in 6.
That was a really close game. I mean, that one came down to the last second, literally.
Literally.
Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna go out there on one, and I'm gonna go out there on this one and say Brooklyn. I'm gonna take Brooklyn still.
Still keep.
Yep, I'll go out there on that one.
Well, you probably got agree about 6-7 game series at least. No less than 6.
I think it'll be a 7.
Yeah. Guys, I'd probably see it most likely going to 7. And when it goes to 7, like that's gonna be scary for the Celtics because KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, that
game
intensity
7.
of that.
But then again, in game 7, they'll be in Boston at least. So Jason Tatum, I think, like I said, he's ready to make that step. That'll be, if it does go to a game 7 in Boston, that'll be a big moment for Jason Tatum. See how he steps up, see what he does. That could be a career-defining moment if they go deep into this playoff run. But then hop back to the West here. We got the matchup Suns and Utah. Like I said, Suns, one of the best teams just top to bottom. I don't know what we can pick apart about them,
If I believe correctly, last year the Suns almost swept everybody that they played.
Did they?
Didn't they?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure they both did that.
And I feel like it's going to be that case again this year.
Yeah, this is a gentleman's sweep, I'd say. 5 games. I'll give Utah 1.
I'll say 5. Just because Donovan Mitchell, he'll probably carry them to 1 game.
But the Suns are just going to be on such a mission just to get to that finals. They're ready. They want their revenge. They got their eyes on that. They got their eyes on bringing the trophy back.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick series again. We got the Suns going there.
And then next out in the West, we got Golden State versus Memphis, number 3, number 2 seed.
That'll be an interesting series. Honestly, no matter who wins that Memphis-Minnesota series, I think it makes for a good matchup in the next one. Just because both Memphis and Minnesota, 2 young, up-and-coming teams, talented teams.
Got a lot of fire.
A lot of excitement against Golden State, who is still a very talented, just aging group with the young star, Jordan Poole, coming up.
Yeah.
It'll be a very good series. This one, though, just based on the inexperience of Memphis in this case, who we have going up against the Warriors, they have that experience outside of Jordan Poole. He's obviously inexperienced, but the rest of them, the core of Steph, Clay, Draymond, they still got Iggy. They've all made the deep playoff runs, the finals victories. I think they're going to be able to push through. It'll be too much for Memphis.
Yeah,
probably
the way
6. I give them 6. Memphis will get 2.
And I see Memphis kind of getting a little shaken up. I see them being kind of sloppy.
Yeah, I see
when
Steph.
It comes to how well played Golden State is defensively, and they're
on defense and then on offense because they move the ball so well.
Yeah,
they're going to get hit by daggers and Steph hits them with 3s, and it's just going to be too much.
It's going to be too much.
For the young team to overcome. So that'll be, like I said, I got Golden State 6.
Yeah, because even last night when I was watching the Minnesota-Memphis game, and when Minnesota started taking over, you could just see Memphis just they weren't putting anything into rhythm. They weren't really trying to run plays. They were just trying to.
They're young when things like that happen, and they get in the playoffs with the energy of it. When they get down, they're kind of in shock.
Yeah.
You
John was just trying to do crazy layups, and he's just getting blocked and stuff. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's that inexperience is going to hurt them in this one.
Yeah.
So Golden State moving on there.
So Western Conference Finals, we got Golden State
and the Suns. That'll be a good matchup.
I think that's probably the matchup that a lot of people really.
It's probably what most people predict to seeing. The only disappointment out of the West for me is the fact that Luka's hurt.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him healthy, see him playing Utah Jazz right now, because then I would definitely have the Mavericks winning that, and then I'd have them playing the Suns. The Suns are too talented for me, honestly, to pick against them, so I still would have them winning.
Yeah,
but I'd be excited to watch Luka play.
Maybe 1 or 2 more games.
Maybe, yeah. The Suns are way too talented, in my opinion, but it would just be nice to see Luka out there. He's one of the young up-and-coming players. It's disappointing to see him out of the playoffs. He's a humble
player. He's a really good, quiet basketball player. And it's really disappointing to see.
Then over in the East here, we got the Heat and the Sixers here. This is going to be a good series, man. After that game the Heat played, they're impressing me right now. I picked Sixers in 6 yesterday.
Sixers are pretty impressive too.
I'm still picking the Sixers. I'm going to say that. I'm still picking the Sixers.
They put up 131 against Toronto. Toronto's a pretty defensive team.
I don't think their defense is. I'd have to look at the stats.
I mean, it's not like
I don't think it's Miami caliber, but
put up 131. Holy smokes!
Hey, they both showed out. Miami came out and dominated their game too. You know, they both did what they were supposed to.
Yeah.
But both of them, I mean, all around from the 5 starters to the bench, I think Miami is the deepest and better. But when you talk about the caliber of talent on the team, I think the Sixers,
gonna be a problem.
the Embiid's going to be a problem. I don't know who.
Even Bam is not big enough for him.
He's going to be a problem for whoever. Because then you're also going to have Harden out there. You're going to have, which I mean, Butler will match up with. But then you also have Tobias Harris. You have Maxey. Someone's going to match up with him. Like, there's just a lot of players. And just Embiid is just a difference maker, especially in that matchup. I don't know who they put on him. I mean, Bam's a good defensive player, but what do you do against Embiid? I'm going to stick with the Sixers and 6. I like the sound of it. I'm going to stick with it. So 6 and 6 again on this one.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with that as well. Actually, I'm gonna definitely agree. Definitely number 4. Philadelphia 76ers.
And then on the other side there, we got Milwaukee. And my prediction will be Boston. You got the Nets.
Yeah.
For me, it'll be a good series, man. That'll be a good one. No matter who they play, I think it'll be good. In my opinion, Boston will be the better matchup for them. Just from top to bottom, the better team, a better defensive team with Marcus Smart. I believe they are the number 1 defensive team in the NBA, aren't they?
Boston Celtics have number 1 defense.
So that'd be a good matchup against the Bucks.
They're probably like a number.
But that KD and Giannis matchup would be exciting to see. You know?
Yeah, I think the Bucks are like a top 5 defense too.
It'll be a good series. But again, I see the Bucks are just too good. You know what?
Seeing the way that KD was getting,
I'm gonna do something nuts. I'm gonna go back on what I said yesterday. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna take Boston in 7.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if it bites me in the ass.
Oh.
But after watching this game 1, I want to put it out there. I want to go out on a limb. My dark horse right here is the Boston Celtics.
Wow. Okay. All right, everybody. We got the dark horse.
Let's get crazy
from
with
Tyler. The Boston Celtics
in 7. I think.
Oh.
After watching that game-winning play,
you heard it now.
This will be the year Jason Tatum steps up.
You heard it now.
This will be Jason Tatum's year to shine. Let's put our marbles in that basket and see if he can get him over the hump.
I like that pick.
That's speaking from my heart right now. Because my brain does say the Bucks. That's why I said yesterday before seeing all that. But I don't know. I feel it. I'm feeling it right now.
The Celtics have that depth.
That defensive, yes, they're that defensive team, and the depth they have is what really intrigues me. And then just the way Jason Tatum is playing. If he can play at a high level and be confident.
Really aggressive.
They're pulling it together. I'm very confident in the Boston Celtics.
You almost make me want to say that the Nets aren't going to make it. Because honestly, like looking at that matchup, they can definitely beat the Bucks.
I mean, they could lose this first round still. Like I could be bitten the ass, but
that's just how competitive it really is when it comes down
to East. The East is insanely competitive. I mean, you got the Celtics, the Nets, the Bulls all on the bottom right there. 3 of those teams I could see winning the finals if things went their way.
Yeah.
And one of them is not going to get out of the first round. 2 of them aren't going to get past the second round, you know. And then you got the Heat. I mean, not the Heat, the Sixers.
The Heat and Sixers too.
I was going to say the Heat too, or another team that could realistically make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of good teams in the East. The East is very deep. The West has that dominance of the Suns. But other than that, like when you look at the number 2 seed in Memphis, like they're not that impressive compared to what you see in the East.
Yeah.
The Warriors have our respect because it's the Warriors and what they've done.
They definitely know what to do.
Mm-hmm. But the competitiveness in the East is just crazy. It's hard. It's really hard to pick, you know? And that's why, like, you know what? Let's make it interesting. I'm going with the Celtics here.
Okay.
But do your pick. I don't want to influence you too much with my hypeness over here. What you thinking?
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm about to do something different here. I'm not gonna go with my logical self as usual. And I'm gonna take Brooklyn in 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're both gonna go.
So we're
Team of
both
the Bucks,
taking
get
our
the Bucks
teams
out.
beating the Bucks the next round. And I don't know. I just want to put it out there. I'm not 100% confident in it, but
You say you're not?
I would like.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I
Don't get
wouldn't
me
be
wrong.
surprised.
I
wouldn't
am
be
not.
surprised.
If you're gonna ask me your confidence level here on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably like a 4 in the Boston pick.
Yeah,
not even gonna lie,
it's
because
like
the Bucks are so
it's like a 1
good. The
for
Bucks
me.
are so good. Yeah.
It's like a 1 or 2. But it's just like I want to see that storyline of like
That's
KD
what I'm saying.
and Kyrie,
The story,
make it to the
those
Eastern Conference Finals.
those
That'd be
storylines
crazy.
are way more intriguing than the Bucks again. But the Bucks are, I think, the most dominant team.
Right.
But I'm going to go with the Celtics. I'm just going to go with, because you never know what's going to happen. Like when Cleveland came back from 3-1, that's just the storyline. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. We really don't.
All right, so we got the 2-7 going on again.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it. You heard it here from us. 2 different picks.
Yep. The Milwaukee
The
Bucks
Annex
are
Sports
going to lead
podcast.
the playoffs in the second round. And that is something that we are stating right now. All right. Western Conference
Go
Finals.
back to the West here. We got the Suns and the Warriors.
Oof. It's like the 2 best Western Conference teams in the past 5 years right here.
Yeah, the Suns have been, ever since the bubble, they entered the bubble, went undefeated, like 8-0 or whatever they played in there.
Yeah.
They unfortunately didn't make the playoffs that year, but in that offseason was when they picked up Chris Paul, and ever since then, they've been a dominant team. They've been top of the top seeds in the West consistently. The Warriors for years now have been a pain in my ass.
Oh yeah,
dominant teams, and it's like they play a good style of basketball too. They pass the ball, they move the ball. There's no ball hogs.
There's
defense. No stagnant movement. They play defense well. They communicate well.
Yep.
Both teams are very good teams. They don't have that one star player that has to get them over the hump or anything. But they do have stars like the Suns. They have Devin Booker, who can drop 40 on you any night.
Yep.
DeAndre Ayton's coming up, and in my opinion, one of the best leaders of all time, Chris Paul. So that's going to be a very tough team right there to beat. And with all that being put together, but then again, I don't know, something about the Warriors this year too.
Oh boy, we're in trouble, folks.
I want to hear your pick. Go ahead and make your pick on this one.
Ah, man. Okay.
Jordan Poole's looking so good, Also, what it depends on a lot is Steph coming back. Well, he is back, but how's he going to heal? How's he going to play by then? I mean, by then, as long as nothing goes well, he should be playing well.
I mean, that's the
final machine.
That's 2 rounds from where we are now. So he should.
But that's just saying nothing happens. He doesn't roll it, tweak it, do nothing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a 6-7 game series, no matter who you take.
The Warriors, they do have Iguodala again still too. They did bring him back. And he is a defensive presence. I mean, he's not who he was like a few years back, but he still is a defensive presence. And they have Wiggins.
And just the IQ of them, the intelligence, the playmaking.
Poole, Curry, Green, Looney.
Who are you leaning?
Dang. I never even really started thinking about the Warriors like that until I saw them play last night.
Yeah. And Jordan Poole's he's a difference maker right now.
He gets open too much because how can you guard Curry, double team him, and then have to guard Clay at the perimeter?
Well, they're going to start playing off Clay for real.
Huh?
They're going to start treating Poole as the priority over Clay.
And then Clay can still shoot. Like, he may not be able to move, but he can definitely shoot still. And that's...
You're just going to have to close out on him strong.
That's trouble. Oof.
What you got? Pick your pick. Let's hear it.
Oh, man. Okay. Man, a lot of things change after one night of play.
You doing it?
I'm saying Golden State is going to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to bring it back. They're going to get back to
what
the
you got?
finals.
6, 7 games?
7 game series for sure.
When we first started discussing this game, I kind of wanted to take the Warriors, but I just think the Suns are going to be on a mission. I think Chris Paul and Devin Booker are just
Okay.
on a mission right now.
So we're split.
Split on this one.
We're split.
And I'm going to have the Suns going. It's going to be a 7-game series.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So are we split on who we have in the finals? Or no, we still got it in the East.
For the West,
we got it in the East.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got the Sixers.
So,
and Celtics
on the East, we got the Sixers and either the Celtics or the Nets. So let me hear yours first on this one. Good old Celtics and Sixers. Philly versus Boston. That's a traditional matchup, I feel like, right there.
This is a hard one.
Two major cities.
And after the reaction I just made with the Celtics pick, I feel like I can't pick against them. I am going to go with the Celtics. I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Who's going to guard Embiid?
In six.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's going to guard Embiid, bro?
Like, they're going to throw a lot of bodies at him. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Horford is going to handle Embiid. Not handle, like he's going to guard him. He's not going to shut him down. Don't get me wrong. Embiid's going to do his thing. There's a reason Embiid is an MVP caliber player.
Yeah.
Horford is going to be put on him, but they'd have the bodies in Tatum and Brown to throw at him every once in a while.
They really wish
they have what's his name? Tice. He's a backup big man.
Yeah.
Daniel Tice will be able to go at him a little bit. They're not going to shut him down. He's going to get his numbers. Marcus Smart's going to, I guarantee you, come down.
You know, the Celtics really
nag at him a little bit.
You know what they wish they really had right now?
Who?
Williams.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Marcus
Williams. But shit, I mean, I don't know. How long is he out? Is it a while?
I think he's done.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I thought I heard that.
Because he was potential defensive player of the year, and if they could have put his body with a mix of somebody else on and off on Embiid, they could probably put up a little bit of something on him.
I'm going to go with Celtics and 6. Another one I'm not very confident in. Not very confident at all. Honestly,
Celtics are just dominating this playoffs, everybody.
Honestly, if the Celtics, so if it was the Nets in this one, I think I'd go with the Sixers in 7.
Yeah.
If it was the Bucks, I would still probably have the Bucks. Like I said, I think the Bucks are realistically the best team. But I'm gonna keep this going with the Celtics here. I say the Celtics in 6, not 7, but 6.
Okay.
I think honestly, what happens here is a chemistry issue with the Sixers. You know, Harden starts playing not well.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
The
Celtics just get to him too much. Marcus Smart gets to him too much.
You can't depend on him to have 22
and they
14
pull through
every game.
Celtics in 6. What do you think was your Nets pick?
So, Nets versus the 76ers. Ooh, okay. That's a good matchup right there. I like that. Got KD versus Embiid.
That would be a very interesting. There's so many matchups in the East, man. It's going to be exciting to watch.
I remember when they played. Oh, man. It could not be any other way. It could not be any other way. Brooklyn versus Philly. Ben Simmons probably returning here in a few games to the playoffs. Would be nuts. Imagine him walking into Philadelphia playing on that court.
You know how bad they're gonna boo him.
Oh,
that would make for a good series though.
Like that would be legendary.
I take Sixers. I think Embiid will have something to prove. And same with Harden. Harden going back against the Nets. Kyrie and Harden. That would be a good series. That would make for a good series to watch.
See, I like going out on a limb. It makes things really interesting and fun that way. Kind of like fantasy, you know? But, dang, okay. All right. Let's see. Brooklyn versus Philly. I couldn't believe it if that would really happen. Out of all teams, Steph Curry had something to prove too. Yeah, there's so many players that's a good storyline right there. I might kind of like, especially the Simmons. I might want to see that happen. That Simmons headline be because honestly, if I'm just going on as like a fan here, I want to see the Sixers or the Celtics win it, bro. Kind of the Sixers mainly. I really want to see Embiid get a ring. Yeah, just where I'm leaning. I don't know why, but I'm gonna say Sixers in 7. Yeah, Sixers over the Nets. Yeah. So it looks like we're both split on the East and the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, so we got the Sixers and Celtics in that one. Championship. And we got the Suns and the Warriors. You want to go first or me go first on the finals pick here? I guess I can go first. You went first on this last one. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. 4-2. All right, so
you have the
choice,
Warriors
Golden State Warriors
and the Sixers
versus the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals.
Ooh,
That's a fun matchup right there.
But you got Embiid.
That is a fun one.
Probably dealing with Draymond a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how well the Warriors match up with Embiid.
Curry would be
and Maxey going out at Curry, like them two have to battle it out. That'd be a good series.
Oh, that's a really fun one. That is a really
Embiid,
fun matchup.
To me, Embiid is just such a difference maker in so many of these series.
So with Embiid, I feel like out of all teams, maybe the Warriors may know a formula for him because they have Looney and Green. Looney's got size and experience, and then Green has.
He's always been an elite defensive player.
Yeah, we don't have to really get too far into him. He's maybe hands down the best defensive all-around player of this generation when it comes to like all-around defense. And Harden, they could put a lot of pressure on Harden to make him kind of choke up, I feel like, with Clay, Wiggins, and Poole as a mixture.
That's going to be, I think that'll probably be what do you want to call it? The if factor. I don't know. If James Harden steps up, if James Harden is playing like James Harden, or is he going to be playing like the James Hardens we've seen in playoffs in the past? You know,
can't drain three.
But I mean, by the time they get to the finals, hopefully we have an idea of how he's going to be playing. He should be playing pretty well by then. If they get there, he should be playing well.
Yeah. Do we really
see?
But
you never know.
It's like, do we really see Tobias and Maxey being that consistent every game? Where they're putting up over 20 points, over 30 points? I don't know. We still have yet to see on that. Because one game is something, but to go for a full 7-game series and then possibly onwards to average like 25.
But you got them in the finals, so that means they're doing it.
Yeah.
We're not even they don't have to do that every time because Embiid's going to have dominant games. I mean, they're not going to put up 130 every fucking game, you know?
Yeah.
So Maxey's not going to come out and put up 30 every game or whatever. They'll come down a little bit, but they're a well-rounded team, a solid team. I would not be surprised to see them in the finals at all. Any of these teams, for real. But who you got? Warriors.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Sixers there.
I'm gonna take Golden State.
Take the experienced team
with the redemption tour coming back and reclaiming their stake as the top dogs, getting that title again for Clay coming back and Curry, Draymond.
And how many games?
And I'm gonna say 6 games.
Right,
Golden State over Philadelphia in the NBA Finals in our 2020 champions are going to be the Golden State Warriors.
That's your pick.
That is my pick.
Put like an M next to the 3 or there's 3, aren't they? Put M3. That's who your pick is. And then for me, we have the Suns going up against the Celtics here. The Suns, that's just been, like I said, top to bottom, one of the best teams. Them and the Bucks, best teams in the NBA, top to bottom, beginning of the season to the end. But the Celtics, man.
The
Celtics with that defense, that depth.
You're really on the Celtics, aren't you? You're on the Celtics
theme right now. It's a theme.
Look at him over there with the Lakers jersey on the Celtics.
I know, I got to change out of this.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Don't let LeBron see you there.
That's the only reason I have the shirt, let's be honest. But it'll be a good series. The Suns, Devin Booker, they want that revenge. They want that. They'd probably like to see the Bucks to really get that revenge.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it. I think Jason Tatum, this is his year.
You think so?
This is his year. Celtics. It'll be a hard-fought 7-game series. Celtics in 7. Celtics in 6. They close it out in Boston.
They've had a really good underdog year because beginning up to like All-Star break, they weren't really in the top of the East. They were kind of in the
They kind of flew under the radar, and then an interesting thing I've heard is ever since New Year's, it's when they really took off and had like one of the best records in the NBA since then. Best defensive team in the NBA. Like I said, just the depth they have and are solid at pretty much every position. You know, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. They got Jason Tatum, Al Horford. Daniel Tice, so many just different players that can come at you, make maybe not a huge impact, but are making impacts on the game.
Yeah, and that's
our high IQ players have been coached well throughout the career being in Boston. I'm gonna take Boston in 6, man. It'll be exciting.
Boston in 6 against
This could go very wrong or very well.
Wow. Boston in 6 versus the Phoenix Suns.
And you got the Warriors.
Oof.
You said Warriors in 7.
Yep, I got the.
All right,
I got that in 6. 6 against Philly.
6. Okay.
Yep.
You guys heard it here first on the Annex Sports podcast. Marcus going with the Warriors in 6. I got Celtics in 6 as well. That'll be exciting to see, man. I'm excited for these playoffs. These are some, especially in the East. Later in the West, when we can, if we get that Golden State. I mean, there's going to be interesting matchups. The Golden State matchup with Memphis or Minnesota, whoever makes it, that'll be interesting. But I want to see that Golden State and Phoenix matchup. That'll be exciting to watch.
Yeah.
But these matchups, man, the continuation of this Celtics and Boston or Celtics and Nets series, that's going to be exciting to watch. And then to see whoever wins that play Milwaukee, whoever wins that play, whoever wins Miami and Phoenix, Philadelphia.
Yeah, man.
The East is just so exciting. That's where it's really at right now.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell at this point. It truly is. It's really well balanced. And it's gonna be a fun ride to see. I think it's one of the most balanced.
One thing we didn't get real quick. Who you got for the finals MVP then?
Oh, finals MVP.
Probably Steph for you.
You know,
because I'm obviously gonna put mine on Jason Tatum. He's taking that leap. Jordan Poole, maybe with a surprise. Talk about a playoff debut. He wants to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, I'm gonna have to say Steph.
Steph, that's a smart one. That's what I would say. Just his experience by later.
I got to live with the Warriors going, even though they got the experience.
Yeah, no,
and I really like Jordan Poole. He's definitely going to be something to see, but I think Steph is going to be the one that really leads the way and takes over as it goes on. Just with that, that presence and experience of being Steph Curry. I think so for sure. Steph Curry is the finals MVP over the 76ers in game 6.
There you go. There's our NBA playoff predictions for this year. We went over our MVP as well. I think we both said Embiid, right?
Yep, Joel Embiid as the regular season.
See if that actually happens. Other than that, we got this game still going on here. It looks like Milwaukee is up 44-38. About 4 minutes left in the second quarter here before halftime. So it looks like they actually came back a little bit. They're making it more into the game, I guess. I believe when we first started, they were up already 12 points or so.
Yeah, they were up by 12.
First quarter. There was like 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Now it's a 5-point game.
Okay.
Yeah, Bulls on a 7-0 run. They just said, oh, Giannis.
Oof.
Giannis hitting fadeaways like that, man.
Very nice. Just straight to the baseline fadeaway over 2 defenders.
This could be a good series, but Bucks are good, man. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
I think that is it for now, man. I do know that here, April 28th, we will be going live and having a special edition NFL 2022 draft where we'll be live with you guys and we'll be interactive. You guys can
probably
comment.
We're going to go live on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, probably try to go live on like Instagram, Facebook, all the shit, whatever we can get on.
We'll definitely probably go live on Facebook because I feel like that's the majority of where the followers are so far. So we'll definitely be live on Facebook, maybe YouTube potentially, but we will be on Facebook for sure. That's April 28th at the NFL draft. And we will be live with you guys. We'll be going through the first round, talking about who we think is going to be projected to the teams. And we will be there to answer any questions and just have fun with you guys.
Until then, if you guys have anything you want to maybe ask us or have us discuss on the podcast, feel free to drop it in the comments or give us a DM anytime. Check out Facebook page, the Annex Sports Podcast, right?
Yep.
Title of the page there. Give that a like. Support us any way you can. Share our page, our post, our articles. We put a bunch of sports articles on there for you guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Other than that, just keep an eye out, keep dropping podcasts, keep dropping episodes.
Yep. And feel free to let us know what you guys believe will happen in this NBA playoffs, and let us know who you think will be finals MVP, regular season MVP, and the NBA champs. You can comment below, or you can go ahead and send us messages on our social media, which will be down below in the captions. And all the links to our profiles, along with his new tracks as well, will be down below. Make sure you guys subscribe if you enjoy this content and you find it very helpful for your sports updates. On the Facebook page, we also do stay updated every day with free agent moves, trades, and the current games of the playoffs and the final scores. So we're always up to date every day, and you guys can definitely find all your sports news and updates with us at Annex Sports Podcast.